Hello, I'm back again with the final version of the Dragonfly in bamboo. This one does have a full resin art finish on it, which makes it really sparkle and shine in the most beautiful way. Let's get started. Let's use a sponge applicator, an 8, 3, and 2 round, a 10, 0 liner, and a couple different size dotting tools. The multi-surface white paint goes on glass, metal, wood, stone, so you can paint anything. Then we use Plantation Pine, Celery Green, Cadmium Yellow, a metallic lavender pearl, Dragonfly Glaze with a blue-red, violet-blue hue, and ColorShift in Green Flash. Thought I'd show you this little guy. This is the age of the mask, and it says, "I am smiling." Anyway, that was just for fun. The stone I chose is a medium-sized stone. It's kind of round. You can use any shape of stone. You just fit that dragonfly on there and some bamboo and it's going to look great. The sponge applicator, I put 3 coats of white on. My stone was kind of dark and the white paint kept showing through. Oh no, my stone is a little wobbly. Lindsay told me to put a bag of rice underneath the stone and that it would hold it in place, and it does a fabulous job. Check it out. You can see I needed to go around the edges more and down on the bottom across the back some. I didn't do that until later in this tutorial, but if you take care of the edges now, you won't have to do it later. Celery green is going to be on the outside border of the stone. This is a clean sponge, by the way, and I'm going back to the white sponge. And I'm blending in the edge of the green with the white. Now I'm going to go back to the green sponge and I'm going to add just a tiny bit of green paint and blend it into that wet white paint. One more time with the white. This should be my final round and it will blend in and give you a very nice border. There it is. I had already drawn the pattern on this stone, but it wasn't dark enough, so I'm just going back over the lines. Bamboos are just long, tall sticks. They kind of get a little bit narrower towards the top. The dragonfly, you can have large wings, fat wings, skinny wings, it doesn't matter. And the body is made up of connected circles, and it has a long little tail at the end. I hope that you can see that okay. My number 8 round, the largest brush. You don't have to use this one. I just really like using this style of a brush. And this is the celery green, so we're going to paint in all of the bamboo. You will go under the wings because the wings will be a little iridescent and the bamboo underneath will actually show. It's a beautiful day here. Not too hot yet. Birds are singing like crazy. I hope your day's going just as well. It's been a while since I posted a tutorial, but my dad had a major stroke and was in ICU, and he's not faring so well, so the family's been a little busy with that and taking care of my mom. We're going to section off the bamboo here. They're pretty much evenly spaced, and they get a little bit closer as you get towards the top of the bamboo. And they're closer together on the smaller bamboo and further apart on the larger bamboo. Sorry about my glasses. My big head gets in the way once in a while. So here I'm going to put the celery green back on each section, one section at a time, to get the paint wet. Then we're going to take the plantation pine and shade the left side of each section and the top and bottom of each section. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend. It's just showing that the sun's going to be coming from the right side of the stone. It will blend into that wet paint pretty nicely. If you have a little bit of trouble, then just go back with a little bit of the celery green and blend it back into the dark green. bamboo has so many pretty colors in it. You can add a little bit of yellow or some brown to the bottom and top of each section. But this stone, I used just a few basic colors, and I think it turned out so pretty. When y'all have time and you finish painting these stones, if you want to upload them and tag me on Instagram, I would love to see them there. I go in and look, and my Instagram will be down in the description. The supplies I used will also be down in the description. And if you hit the subscribe button, that'll help me out. Hit the like button. That helps people see this, and my channel might grow a little bit. Okay, we're on the, see underneath there on the edge, you can see a lot of white paint. I didn't get it finished. That's what we're going to go back and have to fix here in just a little bit. I extended the bamboo across the top of the stone and the bottom of the stone, and we'll go over later and add grass to the bottom of the stone so that it looks like it's actually connected to planet Earth. There you have the bamboo. Here's the celery green with a tad bit of white mixed in it, just to brighten up the right side of each of these sections. I didn't blend this in, but just kind of made stroke marks. See the edges? All right, it's time to fix that. It's driving me nuts. So I'm just going to go and use the celery green and fill in the rest of that edge of the stone and go around the bottom of it just a little bit. Make it look like it has a nice finish. Okay, that is so much better. Dragonfly, the body is painted in the celery green first. Just one circle at a time. You can make his body where it curves over to the right or to the left. Doesn't have to be straight. Each circle gets a little bit smaller. I am using the number 3 round brush to do this. And there's the tail. Celery green and white mixed together. We're going to start highlighting the right side of this. A little bit more white. The green absorbs that white, so I actually go over this one more time later on. We're going to outline one side of each circle where the circles meet, and the left side will be in the plantation green. It's already starting to get some dimension, don't you think? This is celery green with a little bit of plantation green, kind of blending it in, and one more layer of bright white. Okay, the eyes are plantation green. 2 circles. They do extend off the head just a little bit. He's got really big eyes. White dot in the middle of each one is extremely important. And here's what we've done so far. Now I started painting in the lavender pearl. I put at least 7 coats on. It's so translucent. But on the 7th coat I was finally satisfied with the opacity of it. And then after that we'll put the glitter on. I won't make you watch me do all 7 coats, but I think this is number 3 here already. Has a beautiful shine to it. Let's put some grass in. As I look at the stone, I see that there's a lot of blank space and I want to fill it in and make it look more rich. So we're going to use the celery green here. Go back over the left side of each one with some plantation green. Give it some dimension. If the paint is dry, I'll put some more celery green in before I put on that left side of the plantation green. Get this big one over here. So I'm putting on the celery green to get wet paint under there. Going to add some more. And now the plantation green to do the highlighting. The bottom of these you don't have to worry about too much because we will be going back over and adding the grass in a little bit. It's layer number 6. Yeah, that's looking good. But you can still see the bamboo through it, which is kind of cool. Let's add that grass now. I'm just going to get the dark plantation green and kind of dry brush it on here. My stone's a little rough. If you want it to glide on smoother, what you're going to do is put a little bit of water with your paint if you have a rough stone, and it'll go in the holes a little easier. So I'm just filling in the bottom, and we're going to add a couple more layers to get the dimension. It's going to turn out really pretty when we're done. You don't want it to be all the way on the bottom of the stone, so I keep lifting it up higher with each layer that I go. This paint is a little bit more watered down, a number 2 round to make these lines. And I'm making more grass strokes here, lifting them up into the bamboo. Now I'm just filling in spaces, putting the grass wherever I want it to be. And it's looking pretty good. Trying to fill in some of those holes. Celery green, kind of watered down, and now I'm stroking on grass on top of the other grass, which makes it really stand out beautifully. There it is. All right. Let's put some glitter on these stones. So I'm using the, what's it called? The violet blue Flash-FolkArt. And I'm putting it on top of the Dragonfly as well. Kind of gets a green sparkle on the green. A little bit bluish on the wings. I didn't cover the eyes. Now I still have extra space in here, so I'm going to put a line. This is a stem. We're going to add a couple leaves now. Oh, didn't like that one. That's a sponge with water on it. I just erased it. I'm going to redo that line. Those sponges come in really handy. They come in packs of 12. I get them at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. They are in the paint section. And here is just plantation celery green kind of mixed. They're a little bit of the darker side. And real no pattern, just lines and taking them into the center, and I'm not even touching that center dot. Make this one a little bit wider. where it comes off of the bamboo. I decided to put another one down here. It's going to go behind all of the bamboo. And this will fill in the other side of the rock that's kind of empty. There's the dot. And now I'll put the lines on with the plantation and celery green mixed all around it. I just fill it in. I didn't even count how many I put on. We're going to put dots on, and this is celery green with a little bit of white. I'm using a medium-sized dotting tool. As you get to the bottom of the wing, you just walk the dots. First, several dots on the end of the wing. I dip it in the paint for each dot, and then to make them smaller, I don't put more paint on the dotting tool. I just walk them down. You'll see it here. 1, 2, 3. See how? And they get smaller and smaller as you go down. Now, I put those on the bottom side of the wing. That's really easy to do, so I'm wiping them off where I don't want them, and I'm going to carry on and put them where they belong. I've done that before. We're going to put the green flash, a small dot inside each of these dots in the end. And it's kind of hard to see it in the pictures, but it makes it stand out so beautifully in real life, especially after you put the resin art coat on it. Okay, walking those dots down. Look at that shine. Here's the green flash going on. I'm using the smaller tool, and it's just going in the center of each dot. It's a little bit of the thicker paint, so it stands out. It's a little bump on each one, and it's just beautiful. I wish my camera would show it a little bit better, but as you do it, you'll see it happen. This is the last one. You can kind of see it here. That's a shiny little dot on top of there. Took a look at my rock. I'm going to add a little bit more grass here and there. Most of these are a mixture of plantation green and celery green. Just to blend it in, just to fill in the space. And there's the finished product before the resin art was put on. And this is after the resin art was put on. It makes everything stand out twice as much, almost in a 3D fashion. And the glitter doesn't just shine in your eyes from the wings, but it blends in with the rest of the stone. I enjoyed painting this with you, and I hope you liked it too. Remember to tag me on Instagram, any pictures that you paint. The address will be down in the description. Here's one that I used with a dark purple. It's about the only thing different. It doesn't have as much activity on it, but it turned out just as beautiful. Have a good day, everyone.